If we are looking for absolute peace, a truly fundamental kind of peace that doesn't come and go, then we have to understand something very crucial. And that is that this absolute peace does not depend in the slightest on our emotions or our feelings. This absolute peace is simply based on the very facts of existence. So what do I mean by that? Usually when we are looking for peace, we think of it as a kind of state of mind, where we feel calm, maybe. We feel without resistance. We feel like there is this quality of wholeness to our being. And of course, if we are experiencing anything that seems to be contrary to that, then we assume that we are not at peace. We have the sense that we need to look for peace. This may, for example, be the case if you're feeling an intense emotion like fear, anxiety of any kind. Whenever you experience that kind of emotion, you might automatically assume that this is contrary to a real fundamental peace. But here comes the crucial part. And really what is sort of one of the most important insights we can have about the nature of our being. The peace that is inherent in our true nature is simply a fact of existence. It has nothing to do with your thoughts or emotions, with your relative life circumstances. Of course, in their own right, these are important. Relative life matters. I'm not trying to dissociate from conventional reality in some kind of unhealthy way. But at the same time, when we think that the peace of our true nature belongs in the context of our conventional life, we are fundamentally mistaken. The peace of our true nature is not some kind of wholesome state of being, nice as that may be. Our true nature is peace because it is without objective qualities. It is unfindable as an object. It is space-like, ungraspable, unbounded and centerless, and yet utterly intimate with whatever we are experiencing. So, the fundamental peace of our true nature is simply the peace of being that unbounded, centerless, awake openness. What is it like to be this unbounded, centerless openness? In some sense, it's like asking the question, what is it like to be the space of this room? Well, we can notice that the space of this room is open and ungraspable. It doesn't resist anything. Whatever happens here, it just takes it on board. It provides its own being for whatever may occur within it. Its being is just openness. And can the space of this room ever be disturbed in this way? Of course it can't. There's only it, and anything that happens in it is it. And so likewise, when we notice our true nature, this space-like awakeness, there is no resistance in it. Whatever happens is simply its own expression. Nothing can harm it because everything is it. And so when we are that, and we are aware of being that, that is a fundamental kind of peace that doesn't come and go. It is a peace that doesn't have a contrast to it. It doesn't belong in the realm of positive emotions or pleasant feelings. It's just a peace that's baked into the nature of existence. And very often we recognize this unbounded fundamental peace, but we get distracted from it. We think that's not it, because as soon as we're feeling something difficult, we have the sense that this somehow shows us that the peace is not fundamentally here. And this is of course a mistake. It's a bit like a scientist conducting an experiment, and then upon seeing the results, which are crystal clear, having some kind of emotion about it. Now, does the scientist's emotion change any of the facts of the experiments as they are plainly given, as they are clearly presenting themselves? But of course not. The facts are just the way they are. When the scientist discovers a law of nature, it doesn't matter if he's feeling ecstatic about it or sad about it. It just is the way it is. And likewise, when it comes to our true nature, it just is the way it is. It's almost like a cold, hard scientific fact. Just that it doesn't feel cold or hard, of course. It feels like absolute freedom, we could say. It's absolute wholeness, absolute safety. And of course not safety in the sense of some kind of pleasant feeling. No, this is the safety of being reality itself. And you for yourself just have to recognize this openness, this resistanceless space of your being, which is always here. It's not created. It's not some kind of state you have to create. If that were the case, then it wouldn't be fundamental reality. It's not something that comes into existence. It's already here. And anything that we are aware of is simply its modulation, the shining of its very own existence. And you are that. So recognize what you are and discover that this peace you are looking for is already here. Of course, it's important to emphasize as well that I'm not diminishing the value of our emotions, of the body-mind. Of course, when we recognize our true nature and its inherent freedom, it's not like we are indifferent then to the body-mind. What arises out of this recognition is this open-hearted compassion towards the body-mind. A kind of fundamental wish to heal the body, to resolve the psychological problems you might have had. But it's now coming out of a sense of wholeness. And the body-mind, therefore, eventually catches up to this recognition. Eventually, our emotions, our thoughts, our behavior, all of that can reflect this essential recognition of our true nature. And so that is the whole path of embodiment that comes after this recognition of this fundamental peace. But the important thing here is to put the cart behind the horses first. Recognize first what you truly are and the peace that's inherent in that. And then go about the work of realigning the body-mind with this understanding. And then this path becomes something really joyful, because you are already there fully, and yet the body-mind, as an expression of this recognition, can always shine brighter, can always be deeper in a sense. So simply recognize the freedom and peace that's already yours, this fundamental peace that's already the case, and then just enjoy it.